And now into the sequel questions. My favorite questions. Okay.
Of course.
So sequels. We're going to start with KyloRenVsMask at verse_Ren. And they ask, "Hi guys, love the show. Thank you so much. Here's my question. Ooh. Will Kylo Ren father a child, my child, before the end of episode 9?
Oh my God.
If not,
Wow.
will episode 9 mark the end of the Skywalker Saga?" John, I'm going to go last on this one. John, I'm going to let you go first because you love my soft boy. I want to know. What do you think?
No, I don't think so. Because who would the mother be, right? So, and people are going to be like, "It's Rey, you idiot."
It was a million, as if a million voices cried out.
Yeah. I just got blocked and unfollowed by everybody. That's fine. But maybe, yeah, I don't know. Is the Skywalker Saga, are they done? Are the Skywalkers done? I don't know, man. Maybe they'll introduce like reincarnation and then they'll like reincarnate Ben as like a good boy again or something at the end, like Simba, and they'll just hold him up, be like, "We're trying it again. We'll give it another shot." And it'll just be like, it'll be like a little baby body, but they'll CGI a baby face of Adam Driver like they used to do with Ernest in the old Ernest show.
Yeah.
It'll be like, "I'm back again, baby."
And then it just freeze frames it and it's just like,
Yeah, so-
you're probably wondering how I got here.
So Kylo Ren versus Mask. I know you were probably looking for a serious answer, but from me, I had to go with that one. So I'll let James and Lacey give their shot at it.
Go ahead, James.
Yeah, well, Kylo Ren father a child by the end of the episode 9, I would say like 99% no. The only way I could see them doing this is if they went like the Genghis Khan thing, and he like when we meet him like 5 years later, he has this child, like, and it's like doesn't have a mother, you know what I mean, or some sort of weird thing. Like there was a mother, but like I don't know, Kylo Ren's turned to pure evil, so it's just like he needed a child or something. I don't know, just like some weird crazy thing. But I don't see that happening at all.
You're talking about the plot of Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me.
I was going to say, Kylo Ren can't even convince Rey to join him, but you're going to... He's out there like wooing the ladies.
No, not wooing the ladies, forcing the ladies, like dark
stuff.
stuff.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, he could
go
go,
ahead.
he could go, all right, he could go, I'm just saying that's like a very, very random, that's like, I don't know why they would do that or how they would do that, but I could maybe see it in the deepest whatever. But will this be the end of the Skywalker Saga? I think so. I've gone on record. I don't think they're doing 10 and 11 and 12. If they do, it's fine, whatever. But if they do that, then I feel like those movies have to be Skywalker stories. And I don't see Kylo Ren or Rey, if she ends up adopting the name or anything. I don't know. I don't see it really going that route.
Oh, that's a good idea, James.
What? Oh, yeah, I know. Rey adopting the name. I know that's your thing. But again, it's still like it's kind of like removed, like Skywalker once removed at that point.
Yeah.
So, all right, Lacey, you got a short answer to this.
I wish I could crack my knuckles so I could like crack them on the microphone. They're both going to be really mad at me about this, but I think Kylo Ren's going to give Rey a baby, and that's going to be the next Skywalker. Now, the thing about that, though, is that someone brought it up today, which I thought was a really tragic but kind of awesome idea, is that he dies, but then she's pregnant at the end of the movie. So he's still dead, but his child's alive. That's my response. If you want to talk about it on Twitter, I'll go into it, but that's my response. It's going to happen.
That's an interesting take, because I think people who are all about Rey being empowered, being like, now she's a Jedi, and we're just going to make her pregnant now. Like that, I don't think that would fly well with a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I
don't see her closing the door on Kylo, and then the next time we see her, she's like, "Oh yeah, I slept with him."
Yeah, but you don't know if there's a flash forward at some point. You don't know anything about the story, so
that's what I'm saying.
If the question is straightforward,
like
if he's going to have a child, yes, I think he will, because they want to keep making Skywalker movies, and the only person he's going to have a kid with is either Rey or Rose. He hasn't even met Rose, but it's going to happen with Rey. They're going to want these movies to keep going, guys. They've already said this from Bob Iger and Kathleen Kennedy and multiple other people. So the only way to do that is with Skywalkers.
Kerry Russell's having a baby in episode 9.
Yeah.
You know what? I'd take that. I'd take it.
There you go.
Kerry Russell is the long-lost triplet.
Yeah. It's going to be called like episode 10, like Felicity Babies.
JJ really likes Carrie episode.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Anyway, okay, that's my answer. Thank you, KyloRenVsMask. People are going to be mad at me. You can tweet at me. Go for it. It's going to happen. Okay, next. Cam Miller at Cam Miller Films. Ooh, what kind of movies do you make, Cam? Should we expect JJ and Lucasfilm to ease the grip of secrecy for promo of Episode 9? Perhaps a return to prequel-era webisodes on making of. Well, Cam, today we had a lovely tweet from Vic Mahoney where she's using a Nokia phone. So I highly doubt J.J. Abrams' secretive JJ, who locks up his scripts and everything else, is going to let people have any kind of camera phones on set, especially after Solo. No, you will not see webisodes. You will not see anything like that. James?
Yep, I agree. I don't think there's any chance that they start being more open with Episode 9. If they really felt that was the future of Star Wars and they were like, we kind of were being too cryptic with our stuff and we need to be more open, then it starts with Benioff and Wise. So that starts with Ryan and his trilogy and all that. I just don't see it possibly being like, we were cryptic with 7, cryptic with 8, but we're going to let you guys know all this stuff about Episode 9. I think 9 has to be this huge event that everybody has to go. You have to feel like you know nothing about it because then you have to go that opening night, opening weekend. So I just don't see them doing that. Nope.
And it's JJ. There's still questions he didn't answer in Lost, guys. You think he's going to give you the synopsis and behind-the-scenes shots of Episode 9, maybe the biggest movie we're ever going to see this decade? Yeah, I don't think so. Go ahead, John.
So Episode 9 is going to end with them all being in purgatory on that plane.
There'll be a random golden retriever just coming up to lay next to Kylo Ren as he dies.
What's going to happen is Rey's going to say, Kylo Ren, stop what you're doing. And then he's going to say, there's another name I go by. And we're all going to be like, oh, Ben Solo. And he's going to be like, Khan.
The only way I would enjoy them being like how the prequels were promoted is if they bring back Rick McCallum now. Because I always hated that guy only because I felt like he was so far up George Lucas's other end that it was almost embarrassing. And it would be funny if you like him talking about like they're like interviewing him about Star Wars now, and he's like, well, back in the prequels, this is what me and George would do. This is how we would do it. And, and he's like just smoking cigarettes, and he's just outside like a bowling alley now, and he's like, yeah, it was great back in the old days. So that's what I would want them to do if you want to compare it to the prequels promotion. So, which is not going to happen. So there you go.
All right. Last question is from the Fish Monger.
Oh, yeah.
Adamar Hefta. And he asks, the end of each trilogy has introduced iconic characters with Episode 3 and General Grievous, and Episode 6 with Jabba the Hutt, Ackbar and Mon. Do you think Episode 9 will be able to introduce an iconic character on that level? And do we want that, or should we focus on the characters we already have? This was quite a question, Fishmonger. James, what do you think?
Introduce an iconic character. I think that the iconic characters of like Mon Mothma and Ackbar are only iconic because there was like all this time after those movies where we just like wrote, like we didn't have a lot to go on. So I don't think they were trying to like make those characters big and iconic. I think they were just supposed to be like supporting characters that we latched onto and grew to love. So,
right, 40 years later, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I think Kerry Russell, for instance, is an example of a character that's clearly going to come in, have a little bit of a larger role in the movie, and then it may or may not take off. Like, for instance, Grievous did kind of take off, or maybe he did. Actually, he kind of didn't at first. People were like, this is stupid. 4 arms. He's like a robot thing. He's got these lightsabers. Heart. He's stupid. He keeps coughing. Like, get out of here. Mm-hmm. Now he's kind of a little bit more beloved. But then we're in the same boat right now with like DJ and Rose. Like, people aren't feeling them as much. But then over the years, I think we're gonna write some cool stories about DJ, and he's gonna be like an unknown or lesser known character that fans seem to attach to over time. I think so. And Star Wars is always like that. So I think it's possible. Absolutely.
John?
I think it's very important. I think it will happen. I mean, you could even throw Palpatine in that mix too, because aside from that one brief hologram conversation with Vader, we knew nothing about the Emperor only by mention, and then he shows up and he's such a major part of Return of the Jedi, and he left a huge impact, and they went back and even built him up throughout the prequels. So you want to add Jabba too, so they did like say 2 characters in that one movie, Return of the Jedi. You got Jabba and Palpatine. So
Wicked.
And I think Episode 9 is going to be the longest Star Wars movie, as I talked about last week. So I really think that, whether it's Kerry Russell being that other apprentice that they mentioned about Snoke, that's interesting. I think they absolutely can do it, and I think they will, and it will be on the dark side, because I feel like the dark side needs way more character representation than we have on the light. So that's my take.
Ugh, I want her to be a bad guy so bad. Yeah, no, I agree with these guys. I think it's definitely possible. I think characters will definitely grow on people as time moves on, I think people like Maz, but they're not crazy about Maz, but I could see that happening over the years when you go back and watch it again and again and again.
Sure.
And even, like, the caretakers on the island, like, people immediately latched onto those guys. So
Yeah.
I think it's definitely possible, but that was a really good question, and I really hope Kerry Russell's bad. Did I mention that? I hope she's bad.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching that video, and if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and head over to the full episode by clicking this box here. If you want, you could subscribe, and that way you get all the weekly news, you get our discussions, you get information on our giveaways whenever we do them. It's a good time, we promise. Thanks for watching the Resistance broadcast.